Greetings, this is Greg. Thanks for joining us. I've decided to sort of expand my range of what I'm covering into secret tips for Lyft and Uber drivers. And today I wanted to offer 5 beginning secrets that you should be aware of. The first of the please remember to like and subscribe, and we will keep working on delivering more and more quality information in this frame. The first thing I wanted to review is the fact that if you're going to drive for Lyft or Uber or any of the services, you have to be really careful of the neighborhood you choose. And the reason I say that, for example, I'm in the Washington, D.C. area. One of the problems for this area is in the very wealthy neighborhoods, there are very few speed cameras. And in the very poor neighborhoods, there are speed cameras everywhere and new ones being installed and put in every day. So one of the benefits of operating in the wealthy neighborhoods is there are fewer rides, but each of those rides, people are offering more money per ride because they've already got a car for shorter ranges, etc. But you also eliminate some of the risks related to getting tickets, which actually is a nice deal because it can get very expensive if you handle it improperly. So, number one tip is choose neighborhoods carefully, and those neighborhoods with large numbers of speed cameras can be dangerous. Tip number 2, over time you will learn which neighborhoods to go to and not go to for various reasons. As a driver, you have the option of using Waze or Google Maps or anything else that you might choose, but I think those are the 2 primary. The great thing about Google Maps, which is integrated into Lyft, is that you don't have to worry about it. It's already there, etc. The bad thing about it is speed traps, speed cameras, and other hazards like keeping an eye on what traffic is like and should you go in another direction. That is done a little bit in Google Maps, but not as well as Waze. So it can be helpful to get a feel for the environment from Waze and then go back and forth. And the only thing I don't like about Waze is the fact that those guys have too much commercials, etc. going on. So it's extremely painful to deal with them sometimes because the quantity of information being thrown at you is off the chart, even though there is a lot of good information about where police officers are on all these other activities that are going on around you. The next thing that I wanted to encourage you to note is that what I call cancellations. So one of the things that's happening over time is that Lyft has developed a process where they will give you rides or ask you to do rides to different locations. In one case, I had the opportunity, after I did an airport drop-off, to drive for 16 miles to my next pickup. And when I got to the pickup, the person wanted to go 1 mile from their home, which meant that if your cost per mile is $1 and you just drove for 16 miles to pick somebody up and then you drive them 2 miles, it means that you just paid them $13 for the privilege of driving them to their destination. So I bring this up to you because Lyft has modified how they do business. When we first started, they would actually tell you how far away your pickup or drop-off might be before you choose that ride. People got wise to that and weren't picking up people in bad locations or far distances away, so they got rid of that feature. And so now you don't find out until you have a crazy amount of distance to drive to pick up a passenger until after you've agreed to do that ride. And interestingly enough, this brings up my next suggestion relative to cancellations. So what is my cancellation recommendation? Well, what I would do is to note that you'll get the right to cancel 1 or 2 lifts per week without being terminated. If you make it a daily occurrence or all the time occurrence, you will actually be kicked off the platform. But 1 or 2 weeks is your recommended daily or weekly allowance. My recommendation, therefore, is that you use that daily allowance to get rid of rides that you do not want to do. So, for example, what are rides that you don't want to do? So a great example is that one of the most important runs you will do for profitability is to do drives at airports. Now, one of the problems that will occur is where you really make money is if you pick up a passenger and you drive them to a destination that's a number of miles away. That's a great way to make money because you could wait a mile from the terminal, don't spend a lot of gas or energy, and then pick that passenger up and drive them. What happens when the person that has you pick them up is only going 1 mile away? What this means is that you make $3 after waiting for 2 or 3 hours, and then you drop them off and you get the right to now drive go back to the airport and wait for another 3 hours for the next person you're going to give a ride to. Guess what? These are great people to cancel. And you want to save up your cancellations and don't use them all the time so that when the opportunity is there, you get to cancel and there's no drama relative to you losing your driving privileges. So I wanted to just quickly run through these 5 to start. We're going to be posting a lot more tips and wise things to consider over time. Thanks for taking time out to listen and view us. Have a great day and bye for now.